What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Well, today we're taking a look at the Tesmen. This is the TN-213 Voltage Detector. Now, of course, voltage detectors, they're very necessary to have. You work around electricity at all. Now, I'm not an electrician myself. I do low voltage work, but I still always have one with me to check and make sure in case, maybe there's a set of live wires where I'm working. I've done like hot removal and stuff as well too, so it's important to always have one with you. In fact, not just one, but I actually keep two of different brands because, of course, one can always fail. You don't know if it's working or not properly, so having two of these with you at all times is always important to have. Now, I've had Southwire and Cobalt are kind of my go-to right now. The Southwire has been very just rock solid reliable. Cobalt has an excellent warranty. Previous to this, though, I actually had two Klein ones, and they had a recall on those. I just don't trust them anymore after that. This is a safety device for me. I want to have, absolute trust in these devices to make sure that there is no active, dangerous power that can hurt me. And if that's one of those things going to be recalled, well, I'm not going to trust that brand anymore. So I've gone to Southwire and Cobalt. Now, Tesmen sent me this one. This is the TN-213. Slightly different design than, some of the other ones that we have seen, where most of them are just kind of basic. It's just, power on and off. There you go. You got the, of course, green light. That'll tell you that, hey, it's ready to go, ready to check for voltage. And, of course, when it goes red and beeps, that's how you know that you're going to, of course, have a voltage there to test from, just like that. And then, of course, with the Southwire, we have that as well too. And that classic beeping there by that Southwire, I kind of, grew up, working, and that's how I've always heard that beeping sound. So very iconic there. And the Tesmen is slightly different here. We actually have a little screen here that tells us some information on here. We have two modes for sensitivity. We have a 12 volt to 1000, and then we also have a light on the front, as well as we have another voltage setting here from 70. So that kind of gives us some options here to really test out what we are looking for when it comes to voltage here, which is nice. So this, of course, is telling us, it does give me a percent, which is kind of cool. That's kind of interesting that you don't really see that on a lot of other voltage testers. So it does actually give you a little bit more feedback than a lot of the other voltage testers you might find, as well as the light is also kind of useful too. So I'm not really opposed to having a light on these. Sometimes you're looking in a breaker box and it might be a little bit dark in there to see exactly what's happening in there. Also, kind of fun thing when I was testing this out, kind of working around my garage here. Check this out. I did not know these gave off a little bit of voltage here. Alright, so I got a bunch of chargers here in front of me. There's all Makita chargers. Now what's funny is on the XGT chargers, we got nothing. This is a 12 volt CXT charger, nothing here. But on the LXT dual chargers, all my voltage detectors are actually flagged that for voltage. It's obviously not enough. Like, I can touch these with my hands. I don't feel anything, so it's not like a dangerous voltage, but it's cool to know that I'm actually getting a voltage reading there. And all three of my sensors do read that as voltage there. So that is kind of interesting to note there. Okay, and what's funny is this one actually claims IP, where is it? Right here, IP66 rating, which of course is going to be higher than IP56, which is, on all the Metabo HPT stuff. So let's just dip this thing in some water and kind of go from there. Really curious to see, obviously. Now IP66 is basically going to be a high pressure water jet from all angles for up to 3 minutes. So of course that does include submerging it, but you know what? I don't got any water jets right here, so why not? I'm gonna just throw this in the water and let's see how it does there. So these really aren't rated for, IP ratings here on the other ones, but of course, would I do this to, purposely? No. But I just want to do this here, of course, for the testing here. So I just want to make sure that this is actually somewhat decently rated here for, the water ingress. And is it actually true to what it's saying there? Well, it looks like it so far, so that's pretty good to note there. Now, in conclusion, would I say that this is going to be a pro grade? Would I trust, my life to this tool? Probably not. I would say this is probably a great tool for being for like around the house kind of work. Of course, I'm going to stick with brands like Southwire for my actual professional grade use, as well as like a backup kind of like Cobalt. Now, I wouldn't use this as actually a backup one. That's actually not a bad option for this thing. But of course, this is a great, around the house DIYing kind of thing. I don't know if it's pro grade or not, but I probably wouldn't trust it myself as a pro grade tool. IP66 rating here, obviously it's still working, and I'm going to see if it still works in 24 hours. It should. It does, of course, have a nice gasket here where the batteries go in, and why wouldn't it still work? So that's what I've got for you guys today. This thing's kind of cool. If you want just, a really affordable voltage tester that, has some interesting features to it, that screen's kind of cool, extra light there. IP66, that's pretty sweet, guys. So leave a link in the comments if you want to check it out, guys. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.